leaders in business podcast with CEOs and executives in the digital marketing and social media space share their best advice. It is a special 9 minutes because leaders know what they're talking about. So let's get to it. In a few sentences, tell us who you are and what you do.
Thank you so much for having me. I am Lola Pickett, and I'm a success coach for highly sensitive entrepreneurs, which means that I train people from the inside out how to stop protecting themselves from the success that they're dreaming of.
That's awesome. So what's the best thing about leading your business?
The fact that I don't have to work for somebody else, like many sensitive souls, I'm not great when it comes to working in a corporate environment. And so I'm really enjoying the freedom that entrepreneurship has offered to me.
Definitely. So I hear from others that it can be challenging to grow your business today with everything that's going on right now. So what do you think are the biggest challenges you see business leaders facing today?
I think emotional resilience is really important right now because there is so much uncertainty to like the economic environment, as well as just feeling anxious about your health and wellness and your family's health and well-being. And so it's just challenging to be able to see yourself through that, those kind of anxious moments so that you can stay focused on your business. And that's what I'm experiencing. That's what I've seen a lot of other clients experience as well.
Absolutely. So what is your best advice or what is the best advice that you could give to other business leaders about creating a successful business?
Yeah. So the thing that I see the most when it comes to my client population, who are all entrepreneurs or want to be entrepreneurs, is that regardless of the strategies that they've been taught when it comes to marketing, visibility, there's still something inside of them that holds them back from fully taking the risks that they need to as entrepreneurs, as well as making those bold decisions in order to shine bright and to make a difference. And so what I teach is how to be resilient from the inside out. That means that our nervous systems need to feel on board with the visions that we have for our business and for our finances. And so one of the most important things that we can learn to do as entrepreneurs and as business leaders is to create more nervous system resilience, which means that we're not going to be sabotaging ourselves. And the way that we can do that is to learn how our nervous systems express the fight and flight responses, as well as the freeze and fawn responses. Those are known as the 4 Fs. And so if you know that you have patterns of perfectionism, if you deal with procrastination, or if you end up being a people pleaser, being afraid of what other people are going to think of you, those are all indications that your nervous system needs more resiliency. And so some of the things that you can do right away to support yourself with that are to get curious about whether that perfectionism is showing up in your daily life and like showing up in sneaky, sneaky ways. This is something that I know most folks are struggling with, is just trying to get things right. And while there is no right, there is definitely an art form to executing things well while letting go of the need to have it be perfect or like make everybody happy. So we need to look at our perfectionism every day, see where that's holding us back, as well as look at all the times when we don't say what we know needs to be said, whether that's on social media or with a client, because we're afraid of how they're going to react or perceive us, judge us, create opinions about us. And so where are we withholding our true expression or what really needs to be said? So those are two of the things we can really start to look at, as well as what are we putting off for someday, for later, or what excuses are we making around doing the things that we know we need to do in our businesses, but just aren't really seeing through to completion. So those patterns of perfectionism, procrastination, and people pleasing are some of those indications. And as you develop the awareness around those patterns in yourself, you can begin to rewire them to show up differently, which is essentially learning how to call up like a healthy fight response, a healthy flight response, movement, a healthy freeze, how to take a pause, and a healthy fawn, how to create authentic connections. So I love learning about this for myself because that's made the difference for me in overcoming some of my financial plateaus, as well as the visibility plateaus that were present for a few years in my business. And now I don't have any of those issues anymore. And I'm seeing consistent results with my clients as well when they start to learn how to look at these patterns differently.
It's very impressive. So you mentioned earlier about people who need to take risks and hold back, especially doing bold decisions. So do you
Yeah.
have any advices or just simple tips on how they can be able to Because some people are really scared. So what are your advices for
Well, first of all, what are we scared of? What are we actually scared of? So you might think you're scared of getting rejected or of somebody not liking you, but you want to dive a little bit deeper into where does that fear come from and what is it you're truly, truly afraid of? Are you making it mean that you will be a failure? Are you making it mean that your business won't provide the results that it needs to, that you can't show up for your family, or that you're going to let down your partner or your kids? There's always a deeper fear beneath what we think it is that we're afraid of. So one of the most powerful things we can ask ourselves as leaders and as entrepreneurs is, what am I really afraid of here? And you might want to get deeper and deeper behind that by asking yourself the follow-up question, what else is there? Like, what else is there? What else do I need to see here? What else am I not aware of? The quality of our life and the quality of our results in our business is fully dependent on the quality of questions we're asking ourselves. So even just asking yourself these two questions, what am I really afraid of here and what else is there, can totally change things because it amplifies your awareness around your unconscious patterns, which brings you more fully online and able to show up in more visibility and take those risks that you're, maybe afraid of taking.
All right, that's very impressive. So, what other successful business leaders like yourself would you like to acknowledge and should be on the podcast?
Ooh, this is a great question. I am really appreciating the content of Tyler J. McCall because he's somebody who has seen himself through some of that self-doubt and fear of making people unhappy by what he says. And in turn, he's created this really spectacularly vibrant online community for himself based on really being truthful in your values and bringing those values in to the front and center of your business. And another person who is great is India Jackson of Flaunt Your Fire. She's amazing for very similar reasons, because I'm always celebrating those who are brave enough to let their real truth and their real selves be seen. And always it has beautiful results for our businesses, but it's so darn scary sometimes. So anyone who's doing that gets props from me.
Yeah, so I will look them up. So now for the final fun question, who is the most interesting person to follow on social media and why?
Ooh, I'm appreciating the content from Rachel Rogers right now. It's Rachel Rogers ESQ, I think is her Instagram handle. And I like her because her whole mantra is that we all should be millionaires, especially people in underprivileged populations, Black women, women of color, and women in general. And her belief is that if all of those populations become wealthy, we're going to shift the dynamics of power in our society and in our culture. I believe that's true. So I'm all for financial empowerment and doing it in bold ways. So I really like what she has to say, and I follow her and love what she shares.
Well, it was a pleasure having you on. So how can people find you?
You can come find me at the Lola Pickett everywhere. That's Pickett with two T's. And I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all the places, Pinterest. And Instagram's really my favorite playground. So come say hi and drop me a DM and we'll connect.
All right. Well, that's a wrap. This is Bianca with Leaders in Business Podcast. For more insights and ideas, go to our website, leadersinbusinesspodcast.com.